Drugs are a serious problem on Native American reservations.
Yeah, in South Dakota, accidental drug overdose was the 9th leading cause of death among Native Americans, and chronic alcohol abuse was the 10th leading cause of death.
And despite those numbers, there are victories happening among those living on South Dakota's reservations.
And tonight's Eye on Cattle-Land, Lauren Solig tells us about the journey 3 Crow Creek men took to get sober and help others.
Poverty, historical trauma, and violence are factors that play into high addiction rates on Indigenous reservations like Crow Creek.
I find with drug and alcohol addiction, whether it's meth or marijuana, that a lot of them are looking to medicate and to numb themselves, to not deal with whatever problems, issues, concerns that they have.
But it is possible to find healthier ways to cope and overcome. Take, for example, Kyle McGee. He is a manager of the Crow Creek C-Store in Fort Thompson.
I didn't always have this way of life. I'm 6 years clean, sober from everything. I was part of the problem at one point.
Then there's Chris Dion, who is Sergeant of Arms for the Crow Creek Sioux Tribe.
Myself, I'm a reformed addict. I've been sober since beginning in 2017.
And there's also the tribal chairman, Peter Lenkeek.
I've been sober now for 20 years.
But taking those first steps to reach 26 or even 1 year of sobriety isn't easy.
I know how hard it is to ask for help. As not only as a Native American male, to ask for help it's hard.
That's why Dion and Lenkeek say they returned to their roots as Indigenous people to overcome their addictions.
The reason why I'm sober today, the reason why I'm walking this earth today is because of my culture and my traditions of the Dakota people. That's what I turn to help me get off of meth, get off of alcohol.
I think that's what's going to get our youth into our future, is connecting with their roots so they can grow from it.
Down the road from the Crow Creek Tribal Administration Building sits a trailer for the Great Plains Tribal Leaders Health Board programs. Inside, you'll find Jean Nahomnimani, who works to educate tribal members on drugs, help people fight addiction, and find them ways to stay sober. She also knows the important role culture can play in those efforts.
It comes down to education, but it also comes down to personal goals. And that is why I incorporated the Dakota teachings, because it talks about wisdom, knowledge, generosity, integrity, and to look for the good things of, to be Dakota is to be a good relative. And that way they will feel better about who they are, and that might give them a foundation to say no to the things that are negative in their life, including alcohol and drugs.
Nahomnimani hosts a variety of support groups and educational events where she utilizes Dakota traditions.
But they also have to substitute the addiction with something positive in their life. So I have offered ribbon skirt sewing classes, beading classes, dream catcher, and that is so that they have something else to do with them at home.
For Lenkeek, returning to his roots meant getting connected again with horses.
And I rely on them today to help address mental and emotional health and spiritual health and physical health. It's so successful, so effective that we implemented a horse program at the school because of a lack of counseling.
The passing down of those traditions holds immense power.
That's how we're going to survive.
And Lenkeek, Dion, and McGee each want to now be a part of ensuring that survival.
I think by helping others, I think I'm helping myself out, So I think that's a pretty good deal.
Now that I'm clean and sober, I can make a difference. And I know where to start because I was there.
With Eye on Cattle-Land, I'm Lauren Solig.
They are now helping people as members of a program, our new security task force on the Crow Creek reservations. It is one of the efforts the tribe is taking to address public safety needs. You will hear more about that program tomorrow night as Lauren and Dan continue their series, Leaving No One Behind, Life on the Lower Brule and Crow Creek reservations.